Good morning. I hereby call to order this 20th meeting of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission for the year 2024, which is also our final meeting of a very busy year. We welcome everyone joining us here in the room today, as well as those joining us on the live stream. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. At today's meeting, which is open to the public, the Commission will act on various matters. Since adequate forms have been made available for public participation in cases before the Commission, there is no opportunity for the public to address the Commission at this public meeting. The public meeting motions, statements, and video will be available on the Commission's website later today. The first matter on this morning's agenda is the approval of the minutes of the meeting of December 5th, 2024. I would like to recognize Commissioner Yanora as the editor of the minutes. Commissioner Yanora.
Chairman, I've reviewed the minutes of the December 5th, 2024 public meeting and move that they be approved as submitted. Thank you.
Heard the motion by Commissioner Yanora. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and minutes are approved by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary, we're ready for your presentation.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Your various offices and bureaus have prepared the following agenda items for your consideration. Therefore, let us begin on page 1 with the recommendation of Director Monahan and the Bureau of Audits that the Commission adopt the Purchased Power Cost Adjustment Report for the Borough of Duncannon and release the audit report to the public.
Is there a motion to consider the audit report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Zerfus, seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters approved by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 2, it is recommended by Executive Director Barrier and the Office of Executive Director that the Commission adopt the proposed order appointing Patrick Wiltshire to fill a vacancy on the Damage Prevention Committee and reappointments of Charles Dippo, David Henning, and Larry Diddy to serve additional 3-year terms on the Damage Prevention Committee.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Coleman, seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 3, in matters presented by Director Hafner and the Office of Special Assistance, it is recommended that the Commission adopt in an omnibus motion both items on page 3, beginning with the formal complaint of Courtney and James Parks versus the Pennsylvania Electric Company, and ending the omnibus with the formal complaint of Andrew and Teresa Sabatini versus the West Penn Power Company.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and matters passed by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 4, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of Knox Township versus the Buffalo and Pittsburgh Railroad.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Yanora, seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a statement.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Kayla Ross, who works for me, worked on this one. She was an I&E. She has not advised me on this matter. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing at the bottom of page 4, it is recommended in an omnibus motion, beginning with the formal complaint of Jeffrey W. Smiles versus PPL Electric Utilities, and include and end the omnibus with the item at the top of page 5, the formal complaint of Michael Hillman versus Aqua, Pennsylvania.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Zerfus, seconded by Commissioner Yanora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, matters passed by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing at the bottom of page 5, it is recommended that the commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of Robin K. Stanton versus the Philadelphia Gas Works.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a motion.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. Please enter this motion into the record as though read in its entirety. This is a petition for rescission by Robin Stanton. The case involves a payment arrangement, and in the petition, Ms. Stanton argues that the income level used to calculate her payment arrangement was not correct. The payment arrangement was set used at the over 300% of the federal poverty guideline level. That 300% calculation is based on a statement made at the hearing that Ms. Stanton works 40 hours a week. In her petition, she says that she actually works 30 hours a week, and she reported that at the December 20th hearing. If the calculation for the payment arrangement is based on a 30-hour week, that does make a big difference under Chapter 14. So with this new evidence provided by Ms. Stanton, I believe we should reconsider. Therefore, I believe it's appropriate to remand this matter back to the Office of Administrative Law Judge to clarify the record and ensure an accurate value for her payment arrangement based on this new evidence. Therefore, I move that the petition for rescission is granted and that the initial decision of Administrative Law Judge Joseph Brady is vacated and the proceeding remanded back to the Office of Administrative Law Judge for further proceedings consistent with this motion, limited to the determination of the complainant's hours worked and the appropriate payment arrangement term. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion passes by a vote of 5-0. Is there any objection to taking the previous roll call? Hearing none, matter passes as amended by a motion by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 6, it is recommended that the commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the informal investigation by the Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement versus the Pike County Light and Power Company Electric Division.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Zerfus, seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing at the bottom of page 6, it is recommended that the commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of Frank Toroni versus the PUC Energy Company.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Yanora, seconded by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a statement.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. Please enter this statement into the record as though read in its entirety. This case highlights the real importance of the decisions that we made in the past and that we continue to make that may sometimes feel technical, esoteric, but impact the lives of everyday Commonwealth residents. So Frank Toroni's father signed up for a rate that was supposed to save him money. In 2009, PUC discontinued that rate, and in the process, Mr. Toroni got stuck with a near perpetual $2 bill adder for that rate. The commission at the time approved PUC's discontinuance of that rate as part of a settlement and made no mention of this particular effect on customers. At our last public meeting, we approved PUC's most recent base rate request. That also was a settlement, and that approval had the effect of keeping the same charge around. Again, we didn't discuss it. There was no mention of the effect on customers like Mr. Tironi, who were saddled with this charge years ago but do not receive a current benefit for the charge. Unfortunately, I believe that our prior action cannot be revised outside of a base rate proceeding. This $2 per month may not seem like a lot, but it is inequitable. The commission, myself included, and all the participants in the base rate case should do a better job in raising and examining the downstream effects of discontinued tariff provisions on individuals. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 7, it should be noted that the first item at the top of page 7, the formal complaint of Rahman Bush versus the Philadelphia Gas Works, has been postponed until the public meeting of January 9th, 2025. Continuing at the bottom of page 7, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the application and petition for reconsideration filed by V Care Trans.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Zerfus, seconded by Vice Chair Barrow. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 8, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the formal complaint of Doree J. Norman versus the PUC Energy Company.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a brief verbal.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thanks. The commission, we've been in the practice of treating preliminary objections filed by sophisticated parties as motions for judgment on the pleadings. This is a rare occurrence in trial courts in the Commonwealth, and the rule is intended to protect parties from missteps in their procedural actions, not their intentional choices. Preliminary objections should be treated as preliminary objections and timely ruled on as such, instead of being held in abeyance and recharacterized. Thanks.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Finally, at the bottom of page 8, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the application of T1 Transportation, LLC.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 9 and matters presented by Director Diskin and the Bureau of Technical Utility Services, it is recommended that the Commission adopt in an omnibus motion both items on page 9, beginning with the application filed by PennDOT regarding a rail crossing in York County, Pennsylvania, and including and ending the omnibus with the first item at the top of page 10, the application filed by TransSource, Pennsylvania, LLC.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters passed by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing at the bottom of page 10, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed order regarding the application filed by Allied Utility Services to furnish wastewater services to a portion of North Whitehall Township, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? I do have a motion in this matter. I'd ask Vice Chair Barrow to chair the meeting.
Chairman, you are recognized for purposes of your motion.
Thank you. Before the Commission is the application of Allied Utility Services Incorporated for approval to offer, render, furnish, or supply wastewater services to the public in an additional portion of North Whitehall Township, Lehigh County. Allied presently furnishes wastewater service to approximately 343 customers. In its application, Allied provides evidence of a developer's request for wastewater service to a proposed 38 single-family unit subdivision adjacent to the utility's existing service territory. The requested territory encompasses 22 acres of land. Allied's application, along with its replies to staff data requests, exhibits that the utility has sufficient capacity at its existing pump station and its Shanksville North Wastewater Treatment Plant to adequately serve the additional equivalent dwelling units. Allied will charge its existing rates for wastewater service and utilize meter readings from Lehigh County Authority, acquired at no cost, for billing calculations. The application shows revenue and expense estimates that will result in an annual net income for the utility of approximately $31,512. Based upon the facts that there is a need to make public wastewater service available within the requested territory, that Allied would expand its service territory to new customers in compliance with Commission regulations, and that Allied is fit to provide service. I believe that granting approval of Allied's application is necessary or proper for the service, accommodation, convenience, or safety of the public and is in the public interest. Therefore, I move that 1, the application of Allied Utility Services Incorporated for approval to offer, render, furnish, or supply wastewater service to the public in an additional portion of North Whitehall Township, Lehigh County, is approved, consistent with this motion. 2, the Bureau of Technical Utility Services draft an order consistent with this motion. Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Yanora. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? All right. On final adoption, is there any objection to using the previous roll call? Commissioner Zerfus.
Madam Vice Chair, on the matter as amended by the motion, I would like to concur in part as it relates to expanding the service into North Whitehall Township, but I would like to dissent in part because it's not clear to me what the obligations are under Section 507 of the Public Utility Code. So it would be concur in part, dissent in part, but for the purposes of recording a vote, please record me as a yes.
Thank you. I will also associate myself with Commissioner Zerfus's comments. Section 507, the application of that to this transaction does give me pause. It's something that I think this commission really needs to think about. The letter of the law and how we apply it. However, I do believe it's in the public interest to approve this transaction. So I will concur in part and dissent in part, but be recorded as a yes on the matter. All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, the recommendation is adopted as amended by the motion of the chairman by a vote of 5-0, noting the statements of Commissioner Zerfus and myself. Thank you. Gavel's yours.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 11, it is recommended that the commission adopt in an omnibus motion both items on page 11, beginning with the application filed by Pennsylvania American Wastewater to furnish wastewater services to Fairview Township, York County, Pennsylvania, and ending the omnibus with the letter of notification filed by Mid-Atlantic Interstate Transmission, LLC.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Coleman, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters are approved by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 12, it is recommended that the commission adopt the proposed order in the pro forma tariff changes filed by the Philadelphia Gas Works.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Yanora, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a verbal statement.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. So this involves PGW's replacement of their customer information system. I acknowledge that this new customer information system is aimed at improving PGW's customer service. I believe it is a good idea, and I understand that at the time of this filing, the implementation date of the new system is not known, but I would like to take the opportunity to implore the company to put all relevant measures in place to address any potential issues that may arise pre and post rollout of the new system, including proper and adequate training of customer service reps that may potentially handle calls from customers on any post-rollout issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter is approved by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing on page 12, it is recommended that the commission adopt in an omnibus motion the remaining item on page 12, the application filed by Sunoco Pipeline LP, and continuing the omnibus to include both items on page 13, both items on page 14, and including and ending the omnibus on page 15 with the annual price change opportunity report filing submitted by Verizon Pennsylvania LLC.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters are approved by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 16, and matters presented by Chief Counsel Screven and the Law Bureau, it is recommended that the commission adopt the proposed final policy statement regarding electric vehicle rate design.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion?
Chairman, of course I have a motion.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Please enter this motion into the record as though read in its entirety. The Commission is now considering a policy statement to guide the development of electrical vehicle charging rates in the Commonwealth. As we recognized in our proposed policy statement, the addition of significant numbers of electrical vehicles charging at the same time could strain many aspects of the electric industry: transmission, distribution, generation. On the other hand, if charging fills up the times when these systems are underutilized, then consumers may actually get a better bang for their buck in paying for these systems. I would like to thank staff for their work on this policy statement, but I would offer a few adjustments. First, Weave Grid, MCR, and Representative Otten encourage the exploration of the use of EV telematic submetering instead of additional revenue grade metering to ensure that EV charging characteristics and timing for billing. I agree that the policy statement should encourage this. Installing a revenue grade meter may be cost prohibitive and could leave a customer with stranded cost under certain circumstances. Charging locations would still have primary revenue grade meters that could be used to verify the sub-metering data. Second, I believe that the focus of the policy statement should be to minimize system stress, which is not exactly equivalent to minimizing peak load. In a distributed grid, consuming electricity outside of net peak times aligned with distributed generation, such as solar, may reduce system stress instead of increasing it, and EV rates should recognize that possibility. Third, I agree with Duquesne's statement that in most cases, rates established at the customer class level will be the most equitable. However, I recommend also including a provision encouraging EDCs to consider customer-specific or region-specific rates. Given the wide potential of charging behaviors, such rates should be explored in appropriate circumstances. Finally, I propose to amend the policy statement to provide that electric vehicle charging rates should not establish or maintain any unreasonable preference or advantage for certain types of electric vehicles or drivers. The rate should also not create undue financial burdens for low-income customers or disadvantaged communities. Therefore, I move that the Law Bureau shall prepare the final policy statement consistent with this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nora. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes by a vote of 5-0. On the matter as amended by the motion, is there any comments? I do have a statement I would like to enter into the record. For the Commission for consideration is the final policy statement, order, and associated annex regarding electric utility rate design for electric vehicle charging. With this policy statement, the Commission would encourage the development of rate structures for electric vehicle charging customers. It is well recognized that unmanaged electric vehicle charging may place undue stress on the distribution grid. However, this Commission and regulated utilities have the opportunity to develop well-reasoned rate designs in tandem with advanced metering and charging technologies to manage electric vehicle load and lessen system stress. Acknowledging this opportunity is the first step in realizing more efficient distribution system capacity utilization for electric utilities, along with potentially reducing per-unit grid costs for customers. And that is exactly why the Commission is considering this action today. The electric vehicle industry continues to mature throughout the Commonwealth, with the total number of registered battery electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles passing 100,000 in 2024. As Pennsylvanians continue to increasingly utilize these vehicles, their associated technologies are also advancing. Managed charging, wireless charging, vehicle-to-grid applications, and backup generation applications all represent dynamic options for electric customers and utilities alike to harness value from this growing industry. Consequently, I believe it is appropriate to account for these options in Chapter 69 of the Commission's regulations to appropriately encourage jurisdictional electric distribution companies to manage rates. Such actions will create synergies with electric vehicle adoption and associated electric vehicle load, because if costs are managed correctly, increased demand will result in lower rates for all customers. I also take this opportunity to ask that electric distribution companies work with auto companies and vendors to develop and implement more actively managed solutions for electric vehicle charging. Such endeavors will bolster outcomes similar to those envisioned by this policy statement to reduce stress on the distribution grid and create savings for customers and charging hosts alike. I look forward to the continued advancement of appropriate electric vehicle charging rates in the Commonwealth and support this action today. Thank you. Any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matters passed by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Continuing on page 16, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed order regarding the petition for declaratory order filed by the Consolidated Rail Corporation.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Yanora, seconded by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a motion.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. Please enter this motion into the record as though read in its entirety. This matter arises from a tragic automobile accident and related litigation in the courts. With regards to the pleading before the Commission, it's a petition for declaratory order filed by Conrail seeking a Commission determination on the obligation of PennDOT to inspect and maintain the drainage facilities of the Delaware Railroad Bridge over Interstate 95. So Conrail is the owner and operator of the Delaware branch that passes over I-95 at an above-grade crossing over a two-span riveted girder bridge known as the Delaware Bridge. The crux of the petition is a request to determine who is responsible for the inspection and maintenance of the drainage facilities of the Delaware Railroad Bridge. Conrail argues that PennDOT is responsible pursuant to a 1966 commission order. PennDOT argues that the 1966 order is not clear and that it is not responsible. And the civil plaintiffs argue that the 1966 order speaks for itself and that Conrail is responsible. In reviewing the ordering paragraphs and discussion provided in the 1966 order, it is apparent that Conrail was assigned the inspection and maintenance of the drainage facilities of the railroad bridge or the bridge carrying State Highway Route 1000 over the tracks of then Conrail's predecessor, the Pennsylvania Railroad Company. Ordering paragraph 30 of the 1966 order assigns maintenance of the bridge, specifically the superstructure, over Highway Route 1000 to the Pennsylvania Railroad Company. The discussion indicates the Commission's intention to assign responsibility of the structure, which carries the railroad tracks over the highway, to the railroad company. Second, the railroad company is the party who benefits from the drainage and who retains control of the drainage facilities. Additionally, Conrail also has Conrail is responsible for the superstructure and maintenance of its tracks and thus receives the benefit of the drainage facilities. Third, ordering paragraph 33 clearly assigns maintenance of the drainage facilities of the Thompson Street improvement to the Department of Highways, now PennDOT, but does not include the drainage facilities of State Highway Route 1000. Therefore, I move that the petition for declaratory order filed by the Consolidated Rail Corporation on July 26, 2024 is hereby granted, consistent with this motion. 2, that the motion to strike filed by PennDOT is granted, and Exhibit D attached to the Consolidated Rail Corporation's petition is hereby stricken from the record, consistent with this motion. 3, that the Secretary of the Commission shall ensure that Exhibit D is properly stricken from the record. And finally, that the Commission's Law Bureau prepare an opinion in order consistent with this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Commissioner Nora. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Zerfus.
The Commission has discretion to decide under the Public Utility Code and our regulations if we want to issue a declaratory order to terminate a controversy or remove uncertainty. Under the circumstances in this case, I strongly believe it is not appropriate to exercise this discretion, so I will be a no vote on this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further discussion? I'm sorry. Thank you, Commissioner. I'm used to saying Vice Chair Barrow. Thank you, Commissioner Zerfus. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no?
No.
No. The ayes have it by a vote of 3-2, noting the dissents of Commissioner Zerfus and myself. On the matters amended by the motion, is there any objection to taking the previous roll call? Hearing none, matter passes as amended by a motion by a vote of 3-2, noting the dissents of Commissioner Zerfus and myself. Madam Secretary.
Turning to page 17, and matters presented by Chief A.L.J. Rainey and the Office of Administrative Law Judge. It is recommended that the Commission adopt the initial decision of A.L.J. Chiodo in the formal complaint of Gary Phillips versus the PPL Electric Utilities Corporation.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Coleman, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion?
Chairman, I have a brief statement.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Please enter the statement into the record as though read in its entirety. The long and the short of it is this matter should be dismissed, but it should be dismissed without prejudice. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the regular agenda. Turning now to the carry-in. On page 1 of the carry-in agenda, it is recommended by the Bureau of Technical Utility Services that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the petition filed by the First Energy Pennsylvania Electric Company for approval of its third long-term infrastructure improvement plan.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion?
Chairman, this is my last statement of the day.
Vice Chair Barrow.
Thank you. Please enter the statement into the record as though read in its entirety. This is the First Energy Company's third long-term infrastructure improvement plan. This covers the years 2025 through 2029. First Energy projects an overall investment of $1.42 billion in this LTIP for investments in infrastructure designed to improve the company's reliability metrics, the SAIDI, the SAFE, and the CAIDI. My review of the current LTIPs covering years 2020 through 2024 for the 4 rate districts revealed, among other things, that while the company substantially adhered to project expenditures and met or exceeded the goals of completing projects in a reasonable or effective manner, reliability performance metrics for SAIDI and SAFE and CAIDI showed a negative trend over the past 3 calendar years. As a result, in our approval of the settlement in the company's most recent rate case, First Energy committed to a cumulative improvement in reliability that will result in a reduction of the weighted average SAIDI by 3.5% and SAFE by 2.5% by January 1st of 2028. While I vote to approve this LTIP, similar to my views in the base rate settlement, I look forward to the company making good on its commitment to improve system reliability with the additional revenues approved in that base rate case and the projected investments to be made as highlighted in this LTIP. I look forward to reviewing a progress report of these efforts in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Barrow. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the carry-in agenda. Turning now to the first supplemental carry-in. On page 1 of the first supplemental carry-in agenda, it is recommended by the Office of Executive Director that the Commission ratify the appointment of Kelly Monahan as Deputy Executive Director.
Is there a motion to consider the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Coleman, seconded by Commissioner Zerfus. Any discussion? I do have some comments. The Commission's 5-year strategic plan, PUC Forward, uncovered the need for a Deputy Executive Director. This position replaces the role of the Director of Regulatory Affairs and will oversee and manage the functions of the Bureau of Audits, the Office of Administrative Law Judge, the Bureau of Consumer Services, the Office of Special Assistants, and the Bureau of Technical Utility Services. The role also requires close coordination with the Executive Director and the Director of Administration as it relates to the Commission's operational needs. I am pleased to support the appointment of Kelly Monahan to this position. She has served with distinction as Director of our Bureau of Audits since 2017. Outside of her regular day-to-day job duties, she voluntarily assumed additional professional projects. For example, she created the technical education program here at the PUC. It meets roughly on a quarterly basis and has been a venue where employees share knowledge of and developments in their various areas of technical expertise. She also chaired the NARUC Accounting and Finance Staff Subcommittee for a 2-year term ending in 2023, and prior to that, served as Secretary of that subcommittee for 3 years. Kelly received a bachelor's degree from Pennsylvania State University and an MBA in accounting from the University of Phoenix. If that's not enough, she's currently pursuing a law degree at Weiner Commonwealth Law School. And for fun, I hear she likes Excel spreadsheets so much that it can be considered a hobby. Kelly, I know you're going to excel in this new position. Congratulations to you. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The matter passes by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary, congratulations.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the first supplemental carry-in agenda. Turning now to the second supplemental carry-in. Mr. Chairman, this morning my office received an application for emergency temporary authority that must be acted upon at this public meeting before December 24th, 2024.
Madam Secretary, please present the matter to the Commission.
It is recommended by the Law Bureau that the Commission grant emergency temporary authority to Mr. S. Claus to provide property transportation service between points within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on the limited date of December 24th, 2024.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. I've assigned this matter to Commissioner Zerfus, who will read the recommended order. Commissioner Zerfus.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a very important and timely matter before us today. This morning, an application was filed with the Secretary by Mr. S. Claus, I'll just call him Mr. Claus, seeking authority to provide property transportation service between points in Pennsylvania on the limited date of December 24th, 2024. Mr. Claus indicates that at the North Pole, he and various workers, we'll call them elves, make and assemble millions of Christmas gifts for children. Mr. Claus then transports these gifts from the North Pole to children all over the world, including the good boys and girls of Pennsylvania. The transportation occurs annually on the evening and night of December 24th. Mr. Claus provides this service utilizing a sleigh and numerous reindeer, the reindeer team under the vigilant guidance of the lead reindeer, Rudolph. Mr. Claus indicates that his reindeer team has an impeccable historical safety record. Furthermore, Mr. Claus points to his team's unblemished on-time delivery record. Additionally, Mr. Claus cites prior orders of this commission granting similar applications, resulting in countless children experiencing the awe and joy of Christmas and the holiday season. Mr. Claus provides this service free of charge, with only compensation being given that are the smiles and happiness occasioned by his goodwill. So therefore, I move that the Commission adopt the order and grant Mr. Claus emergency temporary authority. Thank you.
Having heard the motion to adopt the order for emergency temporary authority, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Yanora. Is there any objections or discussions? Hearing none, the order for emergency temporary authority is adopted by a vote of 5-0. Madam Secretary, you are directed to enter and issue the order immediately.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes all agenda items to be considered today. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year from all of us.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Before we adjourn, we have a few announcements, and as been our long tradition, we always do a year-end review at our final meeting. And as we're here for this final meeting in 2024, it's a perfect opportunity to pause, reflect, and celebrate a truly remarkable year for the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. This has been a year of record-breaking achievements, dedicated teamwork, and tireless service to the public. Let's take a moment to highlight some of the incredible things we accomplished together. This year, the PUC navigated a historic workload, receiving an all-time high of 32,000 filings, including 31 individual rate cases and a record number of formal complaints. Despite these challenges, our team rose to the occasion with extraordinary efficiency. Our Secretary's Bureau handled over 12,000 document filings, and we made further strides in digitization, adding 300,000 pages of historical records to our now nearly 10 million page online archive. Meanwhile, our Office of Administrative Law Judge oversaw 675 evidentiary hearings, conducted 75 public input hearings, mediated 282 cases, and delivered 376 written decisions, an impressive testament to their diligence. Additionally, the Office of Special Assistance completed and issued at least 210 documents including opinions and orders and secretarial letters. The Law Bureau regularly represented the Commission in an average of 45 open state and federal court appeals. 95% of the 21 proceedings that concluded with decisions resulted in the courts affirming the Commission's opinions or otherwise positive outcomes in support of the Commission's position. Audits released 21 reports covering 52 years of adjustment clauses and one special audit covering 3 years. In addition, the team reviewed and approved approximately 341 adjustment clause filings. The Bureau of Consumer Services also excelled, answering more than 112,000 calls, resolving over 74,000 consumer inquiries, and reducing open winter moratorium cases to fewer than 5,000, a decade-low achievement. Our Office of Legislative Affairs tracked many pieces of legislation impacting Commission responsibilities from introduction through final passage and signing into law, including the Commission's budget and reauthorization of Pennsylvania's one-call law. In 2024, we modernized regulations, advanced universal service program design, and finalized groundbreaking hazardous liquid pipeline regulations. We also launched PUC Forward, a bold 5-phase operational strategic plan led by our executive director, focused on staff development, process excellence, technology modernization, and enhanced consumer education. As part of the Power Your Career with the PAPUC internship program, coordinated by our Office of Human Resources and Commissioner Zerfas, we employed 18 interns at different points throughout the year, a 150% increase from last year. This year, our commitment to safety was unparalleled, conducting over 3,000 electric and pipeline safety inspections, responding to 153 electric safety investigations, and addressing 16 pipeline-related incidents, completing 1,270 Federal Railroad Administration inspections while responding to 73 rail incidents, conducting 533 safety fitness reviews on carriers, more than 2,690 federal new entrant safety audits, and more than 3,500 roadside inspections of commercial motor vehicles. 931 underground facility owners, excavators, and project owners were directed to attend Act 50 training related to Pennsylvania one-call law, while the PUC's Damage Prevention Committee approved 2,743 violations related to 699 cases that were addressed during the year's 11 DPC meetings. Cybersecurity and emergency preparedness remained a top priority, especially to our Office of Cybersecurity Compliance and Oversight, MIS, and TUS. We completed a supplemental advance notice of proposed rulemaking pertaining to the Commission's cybersecurity regulations. As well, we co-developed and facilitated an Operation Blue Flame tabletop exercise that served as a catalyst for Pennsylvania's National Mass Care Exercise. Our consumer outreach expanded significantly. The B Utility Wise conferences grew to reach more than 650 participants, and we amplified public awareness through campaigns like Digital Connectivity and Lifeline Awareness Week. OALJ, I&E, Communications, and BCS staffed 54 public input hearings on rate cases across the Commonwealth. With electric price volatility increasing in the wholesale energy markets, the Commission's Offices of Competitive Market Oversight and Communications has maintained its commitment to foster a robust retail energy market which can offer end users price stability. By year end, nearly 1.6 million Pennsylvanians were using competitive electricity suppliers, representing more than 64% of the state's total electricity load. As a result of that volatility this year, we also started an important conversation by hosting technical conferences on resource adequacy. These discussions continue as the Commission is keenly interested in fostering electric reliability and affordability now and into the future. We thank Vice Chair Barrow for her leadership in that endeavor. Finally, through partnerships and innovative efforts, the Commission, through the Bureau of Administration, distributed $179 million in impact fees from natural gas producers, bringing a 13-year total to $2.7 billion for Pennsylvania communities. All of this was possible because of you, the dedicated staff at the PUC. From our interns to our seasoned leaders, your steadfast commitment to our mission inspires us every day. Together, we've shown what's possible when teamwork and passion meet purpose. As we wrap up 2024, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our commissioners, our sister state agencies, consumer advocates, industry stakeholders, and most importantly, our 500 incredible employees. You are the heart of the PUC and the driving force behind our successes. Here's to an outstanding year and an even brighter 2025. Thank you all for your hard work. And with that, we have a few additional announcements. Commissioner Coleman.
Thank you, Chairman. As we close out the year, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize and congratulate the Energy Association of Pennsylvania's President and CEO, Terry Fitzpatrick. Terry is with us here this morning and is a regular here at public meetings, so good to have Terry with us. Terry has announced his retirement effective the end of this year, and I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate his career both in the public sector here at this commission and at the Energy Association. I didn't know this until I started looking through Terry's bio, but he started his career here at the commission as an attorney back in 1981, and I think it's appropriate that he's here this morning to be recognized. Terry also served 8 years as a commissioner. From 1999 to 2007, and during the years of 2003 and 2004, he served as the chairman of this commission. He has spent his last 15 years running the Energy Association that is, as we all know, a very recognizable and celebrated organization, not only here in Pennsylvania, but across the nation. Terry has always been a trusted voice to many, including myself. And again, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize you this morning, Terry, and wish you well in your retirement. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Coleman, and thank you, Terry, for your long public service. We also welcome everyone to stop by the PUC table at the 2025 PA Farm Show from January 4th to January 11th. We will be located in New Holland Arena. The theme for the Farm Show is Powering Pennsylvania. Our table will be staffed by many PUC volunteers and will feature consumer education materials and an educational game. But before we close this morning's meeting, my fellow commissioners and I would like to wish you a happy and safe holiday season. And with that, if there's no objection to adjourning today's meeting? Hearing none, we are adjourned.